let's get to the AFC Divisional Round. It kicked off Saturday. C.J. Stroud coming off of that win over the Cleveland Browns, but now you got a tough one against Lamar and the Ravens.
Yeah.
The 1 seed.
Look at him.
Soon-to-be two-time MVP. Oh, it's so dangerous when this happens.
I always tell people, why play man-to-man versus mobile quarterbacks and not have a spy? There's no one there. This is one of the fastest, if not the fastest guy in the game today. You usually don't have a guy and let him run down the field.
That was a gain of 23, and how about 15 more as he takes it inside the 5, lowers that shoulder. He had 38 rush yards on that drive alone.
Again, watch. There's no one there on the quarterback. He has 2 blockers. I mean, this dude here
was Lamar-balous.
He was.
I like that sign. That's good. 2 plays later, Jackson to Nelson Aguilar. His first career postseason touchdown catch. Jackson 4 for 4 throwing it on that drive, and Baltimore's got a 10-3 lead. Under 5 to go.
We got
Still half.
Listen, we got some unblocked guys here who have to make a play. 69, go get him.
He's not going to stop him. Steven Sims just elevated from the practice squad this week. Here's an alarming stat if you're a Baltimore fan. This is the 3rd straight playoff game the Ravens have allowed a punt return for a score. That's not good.
That's not good. You gotta figure that out.
No. And this was basically the offense all day.
Well, that's the good thing. That's the good part.
Yeah.
Because this was all their offense on.
That is an issue. And D'Amico Ryans like, yeah, we're in a 10-10 game. They had a very interesting conversation, did the Ravens at halftime, led by their quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who's looking for Isaiah Likely, nearly picked by Jalen Pitre.
This is probably the most pivotal play of the game for the Baltimore Ravens, because after this play, Isaiah Likely, I don't know if we're going to show it.
Yeah.
Look, throw it up.
The alley-oop.
Yeah, look, throw it up. And Lamar's like, okay, I got you.
Okay.
So we'll get back to that in a second.
And this was costly for the Texans.
Great play call here by Todd Monken. The quarterback draw play. You have a great athlete at the position who's throwing the ball very well right now. Utilize his athleticism.
They outrushed Houston 229 to 38 on the day. Now Lamar looking for Rashad Bateman. Their receivers, they weren't great on this day. They did just enough.
What I tell you about the playoffs, what is it about? The running game. Run the football.
Oh.
And here we go. This is my favorite play.
That's on 4th and 1.
I run this in Little League all the time. We call it QB keep. You call whatever play you want. The quarterback just goes the opposite way. He fakes a handoff and goes the opposite way. Again, use football. But here we go again. Remember that play we talked about, Isaiah Likely?
Yeah.
Throw it up.
That's exactly what he does. He takes it off the top of Stingley. And, yeah, this kid has been great ever since Andrews went down. They might get him back for the AFC Championship game, by the way.
Which is going to be...
Look out.
Yes.
Look out. Texans trying to hang in this thing, although they're down by 2 scores. Stroud, Arthur Millette. Now, by the way, they didn't sack him, but they were in the backfield so much all day long.
Yeah, pressure again. You have a young quarterback. They have pressure going all over the place. The Texans couldn't run the football, which ended to be tough as well.
Speaking of running it, Dalvin Cook, that's his longest run of the year. He just joined their team, of course, cut by the Jets right at the end of the regular season.
Is about running the football.
You mean like right here?
Yeah, I've scored on this play a couple of times. It's a great play.
This is great because he just goes, does the old Bo Jackson just running into the tunnel. Kids, spin it up on YouTube. It was great in Seattle. This one was fun, too.
Yeah, again, you know, you can see the excitement of Lamar as he felt all the pressure from trying to get his team to the AFC Championship.
He's got his 2nd playoff win, his first AFC title game appearance. It'll be in Baltimore for the first time in 53 years. And look at this. Most rushing yards per game in playoff history.
Wow.
Look at the names that are ahead of him.
Look at Terrell Davis up there. Man, I miss you, TD.
You can just call him whenever you want.
I know, but I'd rather say it on air.
In the meantime, let's call on Lamar to tell us what went right.
Feeling what was said at halftime?
It'd be inappropriate if I said it right here. It would, you know. But yeah, we wasn't really doing anything, you know, to that defense. They was playing great, and that offense was playing great as well. But we wasn't doing our job, you know, with our unit. In second half, we went to put points on the board, start moving the ball, moving the chains, and start looking like ourselves.
Much has been said about you having one playoff win over the course of your career. Have you heard that? Did it motivate you?
You know I heard that.
What's that?
You know I heard that. I seen it. I don't even got to hear it. I see it, you know. But it is what it is. I really don't care about what people say. You know, I'm trying to win day in, day out. Every time I'm on that field, I'm trying to play to the best of my ability. Those guys just had our team number in the past, but it's a different team, like I've been saying, and we just got to stay locked in on what's ahead of us.
I love his honesty, man.
Yeah.
It's so fresh. You know, I hear it. I see it. Yeah. Is it gone now, that criticism?
I think the so-called monkey on his back is gone because, again, he wanted to get to the AFC Championship. He hasn't gotten over that hump yet. And to be able to host that for the first time ever in Baltimore, right? Is the first time?
As the Ravens franchise. It's been 53 years, the Colts.
That's a long time. I didn't even know they played football 53 years ago, to be honest.
What do you think, is it a new sport?
Yeah, to me, I'm only, I'm a young 30-year-old guy here trying to figure this thing out as we go.
36.
No, I'm not. But I appreciate you. I look that way. But anyways... I think moving forward, yes, right? Because, again, you could tell early in this game he was pressing. He was trying to figure out, he was trying to throw the ball, do all these different things. But as he started to calm down after half, they made adjustments, he started to relax, and those plays started to come to him. And a lot of times when you see quarterbacks press, it's because they feel the pressure, and pressure only comes from within, right? That's only you reading those clippings saying, hey, this and that. So he's able to find that out. And then the last thing I will say is this, is when he scored that touchdown and he ran into the end zone, or ran into the tunnel, you could tell at that point he was like, yes, I finally did it. It's over with. We made it to the AFC Championship game. I can now be put up there with some of the best that are in at my position in our game, and I get a chance to win one and possibly go to a Super Bowl.
Listen, we've been around this sport. You played it for a decade. I've covered it for several decades. We both know how hard it is to get to a Super Bowl. Some people say, well, no, getting to the AFC Championship game, MJD, is not good enough. Like, he shouldn't settle for that.
No.
So are things going to change next week if it doesn't go the Ravens' way?
I don't know. I just feel like we have to wait to see how he plays in that game. If he plays awesome in that game and they lose, that's different.
Right.
I think, but if he doesn't play well and they lose, that's a completely different. That's when I think you start to hear some of those things we talked about.
Some of the nice things for Lamar, obviously he's got a lot more talent out wide on the offensive side of the football. On the defensive side, it's ridiculous. They were the #1 scoring D. They led the NFL in sacks and takeaways as well. Their coach knows that side of the football is something special.
Yeah, the locker room was good. I think everybody's just kind of a little edgy. You know, we all a little edgy. I mean, I talked to him last night. Like, I don't even know how we feel. None of us know how we feel. We're excited for the opportunity, but we're edgy and we're mad. You know, we got a lot to prove, and I felt that was kind of the feeling in the locker room at the game. And everybody just kind of took a deep breath and said, all right, you know, it's 0-0. Gave up a big punt return, and it's our game to go win. We got to go take it. The defense was just as good as it could be. And that's a good offense over there. That's a good quarterback. C.J. Stroud deserves a lot of credit. They're very well coached. Their offensive line is really good and tough. It's tough to get to the quarterback. Then he gets out and he starts running around and starts making plays downfield. But I thought our guys chased him. And I thought our plaster downfield, our coverage was just outstanding. And we covered as long as we needed to so many times. He still made some really good throws in there. So got a heck of a running back. I thought our defense was just as good as it could be.
Here are the second half numbers to prove it. The first half numbers were still pretty good as well. Yeah. I mean, if you really think about it, they held the Houston offense to 3 total points because they gave up a special teams touchdown. I don't think I've ever seen a defense dominate without getting a single sack in a game the way that this one did.
I mean, this is what they've done all year. When you watch them, they've gotten to the quarterback, but they've really suffocated offenses. Quarterback is always under pressure. Doesn't know was that intentional ground? That should count as a sack, right? Because the pressure made him throw the ball.
And this team tackles great.
They tackle well. They fly to the ball. They're physical. And they play with an intent. You heard them. They play edgy. And that edgy is what you see. Guys are fighting to get off blocks. Guys are making big hits. Again, pushing linemen back. I mean, this is a championship defense. And if you want to win a championship, you have to have that. I know last year, the Eagles and the Chiefs, it was kind of like high scoring. But Baltimore's coming in with a different mindset of what they're trying to do and how they're going to win games.
Now, next week, they're going to take on a much more decorated quarterback. Not that C.J. Stroud isn't off to an amazing start after his rookie year, but you either get Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. That's going to be a ton of fun for us as football fans. By the way, you're not 36. You're 38. That was my fault.
Stop telling people my personal.
Like, they can't just Google it.